You're listening to Popstar Conversations, taking you inside with your favorite musical artists.
Welcome to Epic Conversations. Today, Chuck and I are sitting here with a big European pop artist, and she's the CEO of her own label, Lily Allen. Welcome to the show.
Lily Allen, thank you for being here. Wasn't there a time that you were seriously considering not continuing with the music career?
Essentially, I just fell in love with my husband. And, I didn't know that he was going to be my husband at that point, but I wanted to find that out. And he works in London, and he doesn't have the kind of job that he can just, get his laptop and come flying around the world. And, I think it's a big part of my life is my family and being in love. And so I wanted to explore that. And I was tired, I was sick of the press and the intrusion, and I wanted to have children. I didn't think I really knew what I was going to do. So I just said, I'm going. But hey, now I'm back.
So that said, but being married and having a family, it really must have changed your perspective on life.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm completely, my drive is completely different. When I wake up in the morning, the first thing I think about is my children, not mainly because they've woken me up, but, it's like your life being turned completely upside down for the better. You're less selfish. You realize that you sort of have a purpose, and things have a little bit more meaning and depth all of a sudden. I'm not saying this is the same for everybody, but for me at least, that's what effect it's had on my life.
And have you found that having children, you have maybe less time for friends and for a lot of other things?
To be honest, the friends that I have that are completely... I'm very lucky in the sense that, when I had children, I was financially in quite a good place. So I had, money for childcare when things got too much. I could go out for dinner with my husband, and, I could leave the house for a few hours if I wanted to. I think those people that get really consumed by their kids are people that, have to spend all time with them all day, every day,
So having children and starting a family, has that impeded on your career at all? I'm not bored by my children. Actually, I am. They're both under. The oldest one has only just started talking now. So it was really hard because you're spending all day, every day with two human beings that can't communicate back to you. And for someone like me, where my whole existence is about communicating and response and reaction. It was quite frustrating, and I felt like I needed to get out and do something else with my time. I love spending time with my kids, and actually now that the oldest one is talking, I feel like I'm missing stuff because she's saying so much and learning, and I'm not there to see it all. So that's painful too. But we can't have it all.
When you were on hiatus, the music of pop culture, it changed a little bit. Where do you see yourself now?
No, I don't think. I'm not trying to compete with anybody, and actually, that's what Sheezus, the song, is all about. Is that there shouldn't be. It shouldn't be a competition. There shouldn't be a competitive element to music. That's the whole point of music and creating things, is that there isn't that competitive side to it. It's only since you've started to capitalize on it that you start playing people off of each other, because I guess it makes someone somewhere more money to do that. I don't quite know who or why, but this idea that all women hate each other and that we are all in competition with each other, I guess must sell newspapers and magazines. So I've never walked backstage at an awards show and spat at somebody else's dressing room door. I don't care. It's got no relevance to me. I do my thing. You do your thing. Jay-Z does his thing. Tom Odell does his thing. We're all just here doing our thing.
You have this song, Sheezus, that's on this record. I could ask you, is that a spoof on Kanye West?
It's a spoof, but it's not being negative about him in any way. I really admire him and I respect
him and what he stands for, and that he is, you know, honest and says what he feels, and, you know, he wears his heart on his sleeve, and that's more than most people in this business do. And I think, to me, that's what makes him Yeezus, and if he's Yeezus, then I'd like to be Jesus.
By any chance, were you concerned about any backlash?
I was a little bit afraid because, you know, the kind of news came out before I had let it out, so I didn't have an explanation, if you know what I mean. Like, or the explanation wasn't in the public, wasn't, you know, being written about. So I guess I was scared that somebody would present it to him and go, "Oh God, have you seen this? Lily Allen's called her album Sheezus. She's taking the mickey out of you," and him go, "Fuck her," you know. I was wary that would happen. So I managed to get the message to him quite quickly that wasn't the case, and the message came back and said it's fine.
You.
Your other song, Batman, it seems to be a commentary on bullying. Is that something that you've experienced on social networking?
I get a lot of it, yeah. But the thing is, it's all anonymous, isn't it? So you can't really you can't see what's real and what isn't. It's difficult. I suppose someone like myself just shouldn't read any of it. But I can't help myself. I'm a narcissist.
What about the other song, Latecomer? Is that a tribute to your husband?
It is a tribute to my husband, and he hated it at first, but he got used to the idea pretty quickly. I said, it's either that or I can be horrible about you. So you decide.
There's a song on this record, As Long As I Got You. Was it making reference to the relationship you have with your husband?
Yeah, exactly. That song... in fact, that was the last song that I wrote before I found out that I was pregnant with my second child. And my hormones went crazy with her, and I kept trying to write the whole way through that pregnancy, and just the songs got so bad. And I think that song kind of stands out on the record because it seems like a lot more mellow and more sincere than a lot of the other ones. A lot of the other ones are a bit like, you know, winky or a bit of irony or sarcasm, whereas actually that song is very honest and straight. And I think that's the beginnings of my hormones kicking in. You start to see a more softer side to me.
And you have the other song, Our Time. What were you thinking about when you wrote that one?
Actually, you know what? That song was just a reaction to Miley Cyrus's We Can't Stop. I just loved that song so much. And I was in the studio and I was like, I want to write a song like that. So I did.
Being that you're so busy and all with your family, do you have any time for the London social scene?
Not really. I mean, it becomes the same thing, you know, after a while. It's the same people. The same places, the same conversations. And I think, you know, do you want to... I kind of weigh it up, you know. It's like if I'm having fun, then I'll stay out. But if it's becoming a bit samey, is it worth the hangover the next day? Probably not. So.
And one of your other songs, Insincerely Yours. Are you making a comment on modern-day obsession with celebrity?
Yeah, I mean, I think my whole record is an open letter about sort of pop culture and celebrity culture. But yes, that song in particular is definitely directed.
We need to talk about your song, Close Your Eyes. Is that about bedroom fantasies?
I don't know, actually. I mean, I've never done it, so... but I guess it's like a bit fantastical, this song, in that sense. It's kind of... dreaming a little bit, you know. I think when you have children, it's quite difficult, like in the immediate few months after you've had children, it becomes quite difficult to reconnect with, you know, the sexier side of yourself. And so that's kind of what that song is about. It's trying to reconnect.
And Lily, you have the other song, Silver Spoon. Would that be commentary on your personal social upbringing?
And people can be pretty nasty, especially where sort of class and, you know, your background is concerned, you know. People are either snobs or they're inverse snobs or I don't know, just everyone has to be kind of labelled and put in a bracket. People aren't just given the freedom to exist, you know?
And if you don't mind, to ask something about your children, are you going to try to prepare them for the same social challenges that you had growing up?
I can't control society and how people perceive. All I can do is give them the tools to deal with how mean people can be, you know, and that's by building their self-esteem and self-confidence. So yeah, that's all I can give them.
Are you still running your record company in the name of, no pun intended, in the name of?
Yeah. I'm the big CEO. I'm the chairwoman, founder. We've just signed a new guy called Freddie Dixon, who is fantastic, and really excited about him. And we're just about to make 2 new signings as well. So I'm not allowed to mention who they are, but yeah, it's really exciting. Tom Odell's doing very well, who is the second signing. And there's a publishing arm as well with a band called The Family Rain. There's lots of exciting stuff happening on my record label.
By any chance, are you trying to run your record label on the philosophy of your own personal experiences?
Yes, I am. You know, I try and keep. I mean, I'm a control freak when it comes to my own career. You know, I go to all of my planning meetings with my record company and have playlist meetings with radio stations, and I try. The only reason I do that is because I don't trust the record company to do it. I don't think anyone's good at their job. So I just make sure the people that work for me for my label are people that know what they're doing, and that we can take that stress away from the artist and let them just have the freedom to create what they do and do it as well as they can. Because I don't want to have to do all the shit that I have to do, but they'll fuck it up if I don't.
This has been an absolute pleasure. Lily, thank you very much for coming on the show.
Lily, thanks so much for being here with us.
Thank you again for listening to Popstar Conversations. Be sure to click the subscribe button below and hit the red bell so that you'll be notified of our next exclusive interview.
Thank you for listening to Popstar Conversations. Please join us again for another conversation with your favorite musical artist.